Next item on the agenda is a speech on the topic of role of professional accounting organizations in the economy by President of Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka, Professor Lakshman R. Watawala. Kindly please welcome Professor Lakshman R. Watawala.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister of Tourism, the State Minister, the President of SAFA, President of CA Maldives, Mr. Niasi, and all other accountants and distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me first congratulate CA Maldives because today is a day of official recognition. You see, accountants have been there, accountants have been working in Maldives, but today is a very special day. It is a day where you are officially recognized. So it's a very, very great day because also the membership to SAFA. SAFA is a South Asian Federation of Accountants and the leading body in the South Asian region. So we welcome you and let me also congratulate you on the membership of SAFA. Mr. President, I was a little worried when you were distributing certificates. I hope it was a CPD certificate and not a membership certificate because you have to do a lot of things. I think that's a role that you have given me to speak on. The role of PAOs in the economy. This is not an easy task, but let me also tell a little of the history, not only on the formation of the chartered accountants in the Maldives, but also of the early days. I know that Mr. Niasi has specially invited me to speak a few words because I have had a close connection with Maldives. It was really long time ago, I think in 1994, if it was correct, that the accounting technicians were brought, or the examinations started with what you call the MCMA, the Maldivian Center for Management Administration. So you can see, I don't know whether many of you, maybe I can see a lot of young faces, but I'm sure there are some of you who would remember those days where we started the accounting technician program. I was president of the Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka. Then we set up the accounting technicians because that was something that was required to support the professional accountants. So this is something that I think that which you have started so long time ago, that with the professional accounting body coming, that you may have to consider seriously. At that time, I think there was a World Bank grant and I was the president of the Institute of Accounting Technicians of Sri Lanka, and Mr. Samuel Singh, who was the course coordinator or the one who was really coordinating the project, we worked very closely with him. And I know that some of you, there might be a few who were there in that first batch. I don't know whether I was told, Mr. Niasi or the Commissioner General of Inland Revenue or Mira. I was told, I don't know whether he's retired. But there were a very, very number of them who really went through that. So that was really a start. So that's also something that tells me of the development, because today you are talking of maybe rethinking growth in the economy, but we have to think of the development that has taken place in the Maldives. Now the accounting technicians program, today transformed into the chartered accounting body. So you can see the great transformation that has taken place during these years. It has not been an easy task because from the South Asian Federation of Accountants, we have been helping you. We really formulated the Act of Incorporation at that time, and we gave a copy And we had a board meeting in the Maldives and then spoke to a lot of the leading ministers. But it's not an easy task. Getting something approved from the parliament is not an easy task, because professionals are required for a country, but to get it through is not an easy task. I think it would have taken more than 10 years. Is that correct? More than, yeah. So I think some of the former Auditor Generals are here, I think, who have been handling this matter and helping in this task. So, but however, now you have been set up, I think 2020, October 2020, correct? So, right. So then that was the day that the Parliament of Maldives really set up a professional accounting body which will take Maldives to the new economy. I think that was a great decision that they took, because I must tell you the transformation that has taken place. MCMA, today the Maldivian National University, concentrating on the management education. So you can see, that's what is called development. From that stage to what it is there today. Then of course the technicians now going up to chartered accountants. That's not all. Those days every day when I come, I take the boat. In fact, the president of the Boats Association was here. But today, for the first time, I think because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the other things that have happened, I would have not able to come here. But today, I was taken on a different route. Maybe we came by road. So you can see the transformation that has taken place. That's not all. Today, as professional accountants, or those who are going to be accountants, you must think what this infrastructure development is. Because we need professionals to plan this out and tell the benefit that the society or the people will get. That is the most important thing. When you are a professional accountant, you are working or you are responsible in the public interest. I think Honorable Minister is here. They might think that only the parliamentarians are looking after public interest. No, no sir, it's the professionals' prime duty is to look after the public interest. Sometimes you might think that as an auditor only you do it. No, it's not only as an auditor. As an accountant, as a chartered accountant, as a professional accountant in business, as a management accountant, what are you doing? You are doing operational activities. Actually, if you look at the start of the accounting profession, first of all, people trusted them very much. They were of high integrity, because at that time, all the money was kept with the accountants. But now we have transformed. But that integrity, honesty, that is very essential. Without that, you will never be a professional accountant. You have to look after that, either in the operational area or in the auditing area. Integrity, honesty is very, very important. This is all embedded in the professional accounting program. If you look at all the international programs, in their final paper, they have governance, ethics, which will cover all these areas. So that's something that is we need to do. In the good old days, we had the religious backing. What does that say? It's the same thing. Good discipline, integrity, honesty. Now the professionals are also practicing the same thing, because they are the people who are running the economy, the country, and holding very high positions there. So I think I was telling about the infrastructure. What is the purpose? Now supposing if this bridge was going to be built, would it transformed the economy of this country? I can say that it has. Because it has connected not only a airport, but maybe the adjoining Hulumale also. So what is the additional economic activity that have been generated? Now this is what one has to look at. As professional accountants, we need to recommend this sort of project that will be benefit to bring back the economy, to new thinking, the new economy. So that's how this has happened. I was now told that there is another new project that is going to connect most of the other islands. So definitely, this should kickstart the economic development in all those areas. The whole society is going to be benefited. It's not only Mali that is going to be benefited, but the adjoining cities that will be benefited. So I think that's a great development that has taken place, and I just thought that I should tell you, because in many countries we are putting roads, but I have not seen this sort of development in the other places. The amount of activity that is taking place. Of course, you have imported a lot of vehicles. I hope you have enough money to the additional expenditure that will be there. You have to be all careful. So these are matters that the professional accountants have to look at, because they need to see that the foreign exchange, now the Honorable Minister of Tourism is here, he is the key earner of tourism, foreign exchange. We may import things, but if we do not earn the foreign exchange, then you are going to be sunk. People will come and give you loans. Even in normal business, you will know, they will give you the loans. But the day you are in trouble, they will come and seize you. They will take over your assets. They will go and put into auction. They will treat you as a bad man. That is what happens. But as long as you are good, they will all come round you, take everything, give you more and more loans, and ultimately that will also kill you. So be careful. That's why you need the professional accountants. Some of them are saying that they have to go to the banks. Now you must consult a professional accountant. They will advise you how this could be done. If you do this, this is the impact. You should be able to get so much of return. Otherwise, maybe after 2-3 years, you will go bankrupt. So that's why the profession has a very key place in this economy. So I think today, this recognition, earlier there were accountants, but then no one was responsible. One of the things is that accountant has to be updated. The continuing professional development that was, now this is a continuing professional development program. You have to update your knowledge. If you do not update your knowledge, definitely you will not be able to either be a professional or discharge your duties as a professional. So that's a very key area, and I was pleased to hear the President saying that they are conducting a number of these programs. So this has to be done continuously, and the capacity building is another important thing, because the President was saying that they are going to also apply to IFAC. Certainly, that's a very good thing. Now already SAFA has backed them, but there are certain conditions that need to be fulfilled. They won't just give you because you are incorporated by Act of Parliament. That is a requirement to get the membership of the SAFA, to get the membership of IFAC. But that is only the start. But you have so many other things. One is the quality assurance. They have what is called stated member obligations that you need to look at. So your organization has to be organized in that way. You need to get initially the government support. I think we are happy that the Auditor General is there and they are supporting it. Then you need to build it up, maybe over a period of 10 years or 5 years or 10 years. At least it will take that time, because it's not easy to build a profession. A profession has to be built. So quality assurance in all your activities, especially the auditing area where this has to come, which they are, I think, working. Then, of course, there are various international standards which have to be complied with. The other important area, of course, the international education standards. So this is something that I just want to tell you, that I know that there are a lot of foreign accounting bodies that are operating, but when you say you are a national body, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility for the people of your own country. You have to provide the education to them. May you have the Maldivian National University, you have the Maldivian Chartered Accountants. So they need to provide the education to the people of Maldives. So I think that has to be a priority, and I think I was initially discussing, and then maybe some sort of arrangement maybe had to be made with the Maldivian National University, where the initial education could be done and where the professional top-up could be done by the chartered accountant. So that is a must. Without the international, with your education, you can depend on foreign bodies, but you need to go for it as a national body, because we have done this. I have done this in maybe Sri Lanka, a national body, and we have also fought with foreign bodies. We are not bothered whether they are there or not, but you can also get maybe the affiliations that you are talking about, the global setup. With the global setup, you can get global affiliations, but that does not mean you have to charge the same rate that the global bodies are charging. You get their assistance and then charge the local rate. We did that because in Sri Lanka, when we set up the management accounting body, of course, SEMA was there. They've been there for 40, 50 years. Then we CMA Canada. They came, they supported us. And of course, we did not take their program, but we formed our program and we got their technical know-how. So technical assistance is something that you can always get, and bodies from SAFA will be able to help you, and even other global bodies will be able to help. Then of course, the International Code of Ethics. This is a priority. You have to have that. I know that you are following the international code, but that has to be really applied to the local members so that they will do the International Code of Ethics. Also a disciplinary code. You have to do the right thing. If they have done something wrong, anyone can always complain, and of course, they will have to have a disciplinary committee and look into it. So that means that we are accountable. Now this accountability is very essential in the public service, in government, public accountability. Now supposing if you built that bridge, if there was no one going, if you have taken a loan and you have to repay the loan, how are you going to repay the loan? You have no income, or you have not generated any income. So that's why accountability is very essential in any, especially in the public sector. Of course, private sector, it's already there, because if they do not have accountability, they will go bankrupt and they will have to close down. In the case of government, somehow they will carry on and put all the burden to the people of the country. So that's what's happening. So you have to look at that and be careful. Then of course the international financial reporting standards, where all state corporations, the private sector need to do that. Now one of the important things that what we mentioned, we need to have accounting records. I think you should put that in your act, that all business organizations, it is mandatory that they should maintain accounting records. If they do not maintain accounting records, the banks are going to have a problem, the accountants are going to have a problem, and for the preparation of the accountants, they will later say, accountants have cooked the books. So please don't allow that to happen. If you even cost the product, now costing is very important, pricing is very important. If you know how to cost a product, you must have all the cost details put. So that's why I'm saying it should be made mandatory that costing records should be maintained. Just one other thing that I just want to mention you is where IFAC, the International Federation of Accountants, where they did a survey, the accountants' role in economic development. Now that's something that we want to see. What is the role in economic development? One is that they can increase the GDP of a country. Now you said it has increased to 2,000 when the professional accountants, when they were normal accountants. So I suppose if they are professional accountants, it should go to maybe 24,000. So professional accountants have a part to play because they have to advise their businesses, the government. Right, okay. So I will, so that's, then other one, of course, value of exports. Now I think the Honorable Minister of Tourism mentioned that where they are going to increase exports. So exports can be done, but it can be done better with the professional accountants coming in. They will tell you what is the best way that you can price your products, how you can start new projects, and then do it. Then of course the foreign direct investment that was mentioned. That's also another area. When we have proper accounts, when we have proper balance sheets, people from overseas will come. They will be able to accept the balance sheets and accounts of them. So then, of course, the competition, the competitiveness of your industry, of your services could be increased. So professional accountants have a very major role to play. These are only the few things that I mentioned. But today, you have been given this task. So you have to really ensure that you are going to play the role in this island of Maldives to develop this country, to develop the economy, to bring in this integrity and honesty, to bring in the accountability, and make this country one of the best nations in the world. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you, Professor. I'd like to please wait back on stage to receive a token of appreciation. In order to hand over the token of appreciation, I would like to request our AG, Mr. Hussein Niazi.